Hello and welcome to the possible ending, the convergence, as it were, of the East Texas University by way of Monster of the Week. And that's coming from Intercontinental Group of Awesome and I-95 Games. Real quick, in case you're like here and don't know what we're talking about, I'm sorry. This is the 22nd game. You should go back a little bit. But real quickly, we are playing Monster of the Week, which comes from Evil Hat and written by Michael Sands. You'd think after 20 plus times I'd have it down. I kind of sort of do. We're playing East Texas University, which I don't have the book for. I have the PDF. That is a plot point campaign for Savage Worlds. Savage Worlds is a very fun game. However, I'm just going to run it with Monster of the Week because I'm ornery and a dirty gay hippie gamer, and that's what I do. So we have proceeded through the Degrees of Horror plot point campaign, and they are now in the senior year module pieces. This is it. This is when things come to a head. Now, we've scheduled one more game for wrap up, or if this bleeds over, we have a cliffhanger, all that good stuff. We planned ahead, but a lot of stuff is likely going to happen today. Oh, or this evening, because this is Intercontinental Group of Awesome. We cross many time zones. So I'm going to, first of all, kind of lay the groundwork. The last time that we gamed together was the timeline of the game was in August, because you guys had just started school, sophomore year. Yes, I know I said senior year modules. Trust me, it's all going to happen in their sophomore year. I don't know. Maybe they all drop out or they're going the JUCO route. I don't know. Whatever. Sophomore year, we are skipping a few months. So it was August. We're now, you see, there's some oranges and some red leaves. It's nearing fall. It is in the autumnal times. It is in October. And we see a few banners across campus, East Texas University, for homecoming. And this is homecoming week. In fact, we are going to be coming up upon the homecoming game, which happens on the Saturday. There's a homecoming parade that leads into the game, a homecoming football game against the hated rivals, the Midwestern State Mustangs. So it's the Ravens against the Mustangs. And so they did not schedule a powder puff game where they're guaranteed to win, because East Texas University is kind of small, so every game is a fight, tooth and nail fight. So there will be a homecoming parade that goes through Pine Box, ends up at the stadium, and then there will be the football game, and then in the evening there will be a formal dance, the homecoming dance, where the homecoming queen will be announced, and homecoming king as well. Chances are that it will be a couple, but no guarantees, because the faculty and all the students and the alumni who are invited here, a homecoming thing is where a lot of the alumni come back. That's the homecoming, come home and give us money. It's kind of a big fundraising thing. So a lot of the alumni also at East Texas University able to vote for the homecoming king and queen. That's all going on, has been going on for homecoming week. It's a whole week for East Texas University. That's the setup for what is going on. Now, let us introduce or reintroduce ourselves to our crew. I will begin in the middle with Jen. Jen, please tell us who you are playing.
I'm playing Tekla Abandonado, the Spooky. She is the lone girl in the math department, and having a fairly successful sophomore year so far. For those who might not remember, Tekla has a fourth dimensional worm nestled between her brain and her skull, eating her dreams and pooping out time knowledge.
That's a great description that I've not heard before and now cannot pull out of my brain again. Yep. Jan, thank you. Oh, by the way, just so we know, Tekla, do you have a date for the homecoming dance?
Of course I do. I asked Bethany weeks ago.
Nice. Be thinking about what you are wearing, and I'll be thinking.
Guess what I've been doing for the last 5 minutes?
What? Pinterest ho! All right.
Pinterest ho.
That meant I wasn't going to. Sorry. Anyway, Jan, please tell us who you're playing.
I'm playing Derek Jones, the formerly mundane, not believing in monsters and stuff like that, now very much a monster himself, since he got bitten by a vampire. And also he's dating a werewolf, and yeah, he's on board now. But he's gotten even nastier, even though he was never really a nice guy, I guess. And he'll be going with Tip.
Okay,
at least if she says yes.
You anticipated the yes, of course. Tip, of course, was probably like leading up to it, mentioning it, and then saying, but she's not into that kind of thing. Not really. I mean, she'd go or whatever, But when you asked her, her eyes lit up, and that will be quite amazing. Thank you very much, Derek / Jan. Jules, who are you playing?
I am not playing Jules because I am Jules. Slight confusion, yes, there. I am playing Jessica Nakamoto, formerly the expert, now the initiate, because she joined a mystical book club, which we don't know much about yet, but they know lots of stuff, and they're really bad about fines. Jessica has been having a good year, but she is under a lot of pressure because she's trying to keep a lot of plates spinning in the air, trying to get like the full college experience while also like solving, supernatural weirdness and also becoming like the best at ritual magic ever. So that's very ambitious when you also have like a swim team and a student job and like a YouTube channel to help run and stuff. So it's still tight, but it's going well. I think she might also be in the organizing committee for the homecoming dance, because that sounds like a thing that someone would ask her and then she would not say no. So yeah.
Oh my. And speaking of not saying no, I guess I'll wait for Earl. Would Jessica have asked Earl? Or is this a thing where she'd wait?
I think so.
Okay. Cool. All right. Awesome. Good to know. Alex, remind us who you're playing.
I am Ollie, the Wronged, who is slightly less grim, but still pretty uncouth. And yeah, I think Toby asked me. I think it would be that way around. And
also because you're not actually at university anymore, so you can't really ask anyone.
Yeah, there's a kind of grey area there, so yeah. And I think I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then I think I was probably forced to get a suit or something to dress up. I think he basically dragged me into a store and made me.
And if Toby didn't, Earl would have.
I totally see that musical montage happening as this is all coming up.
Like Toby dragging me by the arms, Earl behind, pushing me in the back.
Yes. We have like one person in the dress store who looks at your nails and sounds good. That is good. That's definitely on the. It's a thing that happens like right before we go to commercial or something after the teaser intro. Thank you so much, Alex. Paul, last but definitely not least, who are you playing, sir?
I am playing Earl Davis. He still has a YouTube channel, but it's more now a cover for the work that he does for the Interfaith Coalition for Metaphysical Studies, which is a non-denominational, completely interfaith organization that studies, tracks, and occasionally, and this is where Earl often comes in, deals with the supernatural. And and he definitely asked Jessica probably as much as 6 weeks ago, because he knows that she likes to take her time planning. And I'm guessing that for the last 2 weeks, much of his life has involved doing whatever he's told in relationship to making sure that the gym is set up for the homecoming dance and doing whatever Jessica tells him to do, moving boxes and stringing streamers and whatever is on the agenda. However, he has found the time to slip away, and he is going full out. He's got a sort of a pearl gray suit, and he's going to be wearing an ascot, man. An ascot. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Styling.
Styling.
I'm a fan of that. That is pretty crazy. Good stuff.
And at some point, he will be polishing his black dress shoes for the 17th time.
That's the business that you'll be doing from time to time. So what are you doing? I am polishing my shoes. Sounds good.
Yes.
Sweet. We have...
Wait, did Jessica say yes? I forget.
Ooh.
Or is he just doing all the... Okay, good. I got the heart
Totally.
hands.
Awesome. We have a few opening session moves that result in things and stuff. So we should take care of those first. Who wants to go first, Jessica or Tekla?
I have to look for my opening move first. Oh, yes, I have it. Ha! Oh, now I have to look for the roll thing. Tekla, you do it.
No, you do it.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
Where is
I will give you the rolling rube. I will do it in just a moment. These are finer piper fish. There you go.
Jessica will be rolling plus charm, which she does not have.
Oh, we should probably define. So, Jessica, for this is the initiate. When you're in good standing with your sect, do you think that you're in good standing with your sect?
She's probably been making the ritual stuff like her top priority. So yeah, probably so.
Okay, cool. So go ahead and roll plus charm.
Or maybe not. That's a 4.
The good news is
homecoming, organization happened, and there were like a lot of to-do lists, and then Earl said, asked them to the prom, and then there were like extra homecoming, and there were like extra to-do lists. So,
yeah, it turns out that you failed that, but the good news is you get an XP.
Woo!
Yeah.
XP, yeah.
And I see here that your bad tradition for the book club is total obedience.
Yeah, they're super strict.
And on a miss, they'll ask you to do something bad. If you fail a mission or refuse an order, you'll be in trouble until the sect. Wait, what's that saying? Until the sect leaves you alone? Dang it! Sorry, it's like
until you
atone. Until you atone. I was like, that didn't make sense, but now it does. Until you atone. Okay, that's good to know. We will introduce that complication very shortly. Tekla, you also have a move. We get our presentational die roll.
No. All right, so that is an 8.
That is an 8. Okay. So tell us what perminations. What happens on an 8?
Let's see. Sorry. With all of these different move sizes, it's actually kind of hard to scroll through.
It's on 21.
Yep. On a 7 to 9, you get clouded images of something bad that is yet to happen. Mark experience if you stop it.
Nice. So, I think this is going to happen that morning. So this will be Saturday morning. Yeah, that's when I think this will happen. This is a dream that you wake up. Are you in Bethany's room? Is she in yours? Are you alone? Oh, gotta roll dice to answer that.
All right, I'm in my own room.
Cool. So you get to wake up and possibly wake up Jess, right? So fun.
Yay.
Jess probably pounding some Red Bull. She's already awake. She's like doing some kind of needlepoint or something. Who knows? And you, Tekla, in your dreams, what you witness, the disturbing thing that you see is the Raven's Nest, which is the stadium, the football stadium. Right. And at first it's solid, and you hear the team fight song, which long ago the president, the dean, had sung to all of you guys, and it's playing, and it's kind of reverberating, has the echo from the loudspeakers, the low roar of the crowd, and then from the ground erupts this titanous demon. And the demon is he's easily this taller than the goalposts. He looks around, and no one runs, no one screams. The fight song continues, and the crowds act as if they are still watching the football game going on. And you also see this creature. He stands about 8 feet tall, so dwarfed by the Titan, but larger than any man. And he is known as the Corrupting One. You feel that in your bones, and your worm aches. When you wake up, you have, for the first bit of your morning, a splitting headache. What do you do? Is this a thing where you think you're loud enough to wake Jessica?
I mean, I think Jessica's probably already awake, slamming Red Bulls and doing ritual needlepoint.
Sounds awesome.
But yeah, I sit up out of bed with a serious groan and just hold my head and take a little extra time to climb out of the top bunk.
Hey, what's wrong? Did you?
I have the worst fucking headache. Oh my god.
Do you need anything? I'll get you some painkillers.
That sounds adequate.
Okay. Jessica will rush out of the room, but then like stick her head like around the corner again, like
like a really big railroad spike to drive into my brain too, just a big fat one.
Do you have like a hangover, or did you have a vision? No.
Get me painkillers first.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a scene wipe of painkillers later.
Wipe sideways, big glass of water, palm full of pills, gulp, glug, wipe.
Nice. Maybe we pick up with the group of you at Jabba the Hutt, having a quick reconnoiter, a quick discussion. Does that sound okay to everybody? All right, so it's way early ass in the morning, and it's like 8 on a Saturday, and so all of you have gathered together for Tekla's quick conversation. You receive, Jessica, as Tekla starts to talk, you receive a text from Margaret.
Okay, that takes a while to answer because Jessica's still doing ritual needlepoint, so but eventually she'll get it out and read it.
So she's got like 8 of them then.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Oh, she'll check them.
Yeah, and it says, where are you? I need you quickly. Why haven't you answered? This should be a priority. I'm a little disappointed.
You guys, I have to go because there's a problem. in the library?
And I just clamp onto her arm for a moment. This ain't gonna take long. Hold up.
Okay, but
then you can go.
Okay, can you like talk fast and not do the thing where we all start talking about stuff forever and ever and ever?
I'm gonna talk fast, and then you're just gonna leave.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I had a vision this morning. 2 demons appeared in the raven's nest, one of which was easily 12 feet tall, one of which was easily 8 feet tall. The crowd did not seem to react to it. One of them is called the Corruptor. It seems extremely serious. Talk to you later, Jess. And then I let go of Ron.
Okay, that's terrifying, but not as terrifying as Margaret. Bye!
Do you say 12 feet?
Real big. Real big.
That's
Like, probably a little taller than the goalposts.
3 meters.
12 feet.
And I don't know, maybe people in the stadium aren't aware of it because it was invisible or something. But this was during the fight song during the homecoming game itself.
I wonder if it's too late to get my deposit back.
I mean, honestly, at this rate, you should escalate to suing the school, but...
Yeah. Okay, so what do we know about how to stop this from happening?
Yeah.
Well, the way I see it, there are 2 possibilities for the source. And they could be, of course, connected, related, being used at the same time. 1, there's still this convergence possibly coming back. And 2, there are clearly still people at large who do ritual magic and think summoning demons is a good idea. If you're one of those people around this kind of time, it seems like an ideal opportunity to pull in a really big fat fucking demon.
Could we burn the stadium down?
I've been thinking about it.
I think I could jerry-rig a bomb.
I mean...
Seriously.
Not blow up the stadium, blow up the 12-foot guy.
God. When's the homecoming game?
It's at noon.
I don't think we have enough time to credibly do something like that. Also, right now, the stadium is, without a doubt, packed with people preparing for that game and homecoming. So as much as I might fantasize about burning down everything and just making the problem not exist, we can't do it.
Who's to say it doesn't just come out anyway?
Right.
So try and find out who. Maybe go to the bell tower. That seems like a good convergence point, right? That's a place where people go to do weird magic shit.
I don't know. Earl, you had a thought? I'm sorry.
My apparently it's too late to burn down the stadium, so
yeah,
that was what I had.
I wish I could time these better, but I can't.
Can we burn down the bell tower?
No, we have no proof that that's going to do anything.
Yeah, I think that would just be gratuitous arson at this point.
That's all right.
That's our MO, isn't it? I mean, let's check out the tower. Let's check out the stadium. Let's check out. Look, I don't know where freaking magic stuff happens. You tell me.
Can't you, Jessica?
Though, you know, if there's any undead involved, I was actually like with those things, like I there's like a connection there.
Like what kind? Like a love connection?
No.
No, he wants to drink them.
Oh,
No.
okay.
No.
No? Oh, okay. So, like, could you feel what they were up to? Is this like a master thing?
More like a I don't know.
Like an
No,
I see you
I-
pal kind of thing?
Yeah, kind of like that, I guess.
Okay. Okay. Sure, I'll take it. So we should split up a little bit just to reconnoiter because we don't have enough time. Who wants to check out the stadium? Who wants to check out the bell tower? And
Bell tower.
okay,
Yeah, the keys to some of the back rooms. Just saying, good job.
good. And I think I'm gonna snoop about some convergence research and try to pull Jessica out of whatever bullshit with Margaret she's got.
Yeah, what is that about?
What kind of library emergency could there be on homecoming day at 8 o'clock in the morning?
Maybe someone tried to set fire to the librry. I mean, it's not the weirdest thing that might happen, considering.
Yeah, but we're all
how
here.
Oh, somebody probably just misfiled an entire portion of a special collection or something.
Yeah, definitely emergency.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey. You think they might be involved? Like Margaret?
Do we know about the book club?
We know about Margaret. We know that Margaret's a white witch, according to her at least, and she's helped us a couple of times with rituals.
Right, but do we know about the book club? That's what I'm asking.
Probably not, because we were going to disclose at some point, and we never got around to it because it's been a really busy 2 months.
Oh, these secrets. Oh, they're going to kill you guys.
Only there were any
I mean, white witch, maybe not so white, maybe a little gray, maybe a little black, maybe a little black and white, purple.
Maybe we'll see.
You think Jessica's in trouble?
It's
Yes,
possible.
I am thinking that, and I suggest that I should not be the one to check that out. Earl, go get him.
Okay, I'll go to the library.
I'm
Okay.
going with Earl.
Ooh.
And
I thought you said split up.
We are
Well,
splitting up.
and then Ollie can take the stadium for now, right? Just since
Yeah.
you said you had keys,
I
can
can
see if anybody's drawing pentagrams or whatever in the
Yeah.
you know,
In the locker
visiting
room.
team's equipment room. Yeah.
I like it. It sounds like a good separation of powers, as it were. So we will skip ahead then to the library for the conversation with Margaret. You enter Jessica. She directs you to a back room, one of the areas with old microfiche and those maps, right, that are on the long, sticks, the kind of baton sticks, right, that you can slide out the old kind of cloth maps, and all kinds of books that are no longer in circulation. Everything here is pretty tidy, and this is the area where Margaret pulls you in and says, Jessica.
I'm sorry I was late. There was a lot of stuff going on with the homecoming dance. Please don't kick
Let
me
me
out of.
see your needle point, please.
It's almost done. She holds up her ritual needle point.
She takes a look at it, and then
I don't work on the pentagram.
She finds one stitch out of place and just pulls it, and you see everything kind of start to unravel.
Jessica's like visibly flinching.
And she drops it onto the ground, and she says, "You have to have your head in the game.
Yeah.
The convergence is upon us."
I know.
This swim team thing, this thing with Earl, it is taking you off of your game. Do you want to be a member of the book club?
I do. I really do. The books are great.
Do you want to understand the secret mysteries?
Yes.
Then you have to choose.
I guess I can drop the swim team.
You guess?
Yeah, I guess so.
I need your commitment.
Okay, I'll drop the swim team.
All right.
I'll tell Brent.
That's one step. And this thing with Earl? And then we cut from that, and we see Earl and Tekla, two of you walk in. It's a ghost town because it's a Saturday. It is homecoming. Sure, they like have some like baked goods and some punch, right, for people who come in. And so, of course, a note: please do not spill punch on the books. But there's no one here. There's literally, you do not see any human beings, and Tekla, you do not see any non-human beings here. They must be. You know that's always an option.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. In fact, I'm gonna take a moment and like find a librarian or an access services staff member and be like, hey, I'm looking for my study group with Jessica Nakamoto.
Cool. You're trying to find somebody to ask that question?
Yeah, because like if there's,
I think if you hunt around, yes, there would have to be more than one person walking in the library. So sure, you find like an assistant, and he looks up. Yes, the girl who's here all the time. She is in the back stacks, just through that door with Margaret.
Okay, thank you.
Earl immediately starts walking in that direction.
Cool. This guy puts his headphones back on and gets back to nodding his head and scribbling in a notebook. Cool. So Earl is what we hear from Margaret, and then the door opens, and it is Earl, followed by Tekla. And you see Margaret, and you see Jessica, and you see Jessica's needlepoint on the ground. It looks like it's ruined. And Margaret crosses her arms.
And Jessica has that like, oops, look on her face.
Hello, Earl. Hello, Tekla.
Hey,
Jessica and I were
Margaret.
just talking about book club.
Yes. Books that we were discussing.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to steal Jessica from you. So, have a good day. Bye.
I think you need to manipulate her on that one. Otherwise, she's going to put up a fuss.
All right, I can't remember. So I think I advanced it. No, I'm charming. All right, so that's a 9.
A 9er. Is anybody going to help you, or is that a mixed success that you feel?
I don't know. I feel like that's up to Earl.
It is.
I will certainly help. And we're manipulating Margaret.
Mm-hmm.
So I think actually Earl is just looking winsome and hopeful. Winsome
That's awesome.
and hopeful. So
It's adorable. I love that. That combo. It could be deadly. You're very good at helping out because you roll plus cool, which is a 3.
All right, so I am rolling. That's an 8.
That is an 8. All right. On a 7 to 9, grant them a +1, but you also expose yourself to trouble or danger. That +1 obviates trouble and danger because with a 10 plus, they'll do it for the reason you gave them. If you ask too much, they'll tell you the minimum it would take for them to do it. So you're just blustering over saying, hey, we've got Jessica. What she does is we have this moment, like going all the way back to like the old Greek plays where you have the straw man and there are two people pulling the no man and ripping it in half. So you grab Jessica by one arm and Margaret grabs your other arm, Jessica, and she says, look at the ley lines, find the point, do the work.
I will.
And later fix that needle point. It's important.
And I'll talk to Brent. Bye. Text you.
Just text him that you're done.
Yes. Okay. Bye.
You guys head out into the library, and Margaret, she fumes for a moment. Cool. So, what do you guys do? Would you rescue Jessica?
Is everything okay, Jess?
Yeah. Sorry.
That looked pretty intense.
Sorry about that. Like Margaret.
Kind of mean girlsy.
Margaret can be a little intense.
What book club was she talking about?
Ritual Magic Book Club. They have a lot of original volumes. They're like really old.
Is the first rule of Ritual Magic Book Club that you don't talk about Ritual Magic Book Club because you've never mentioned it before?
No, that's like
and she was bossing you around.
Yeah, well, I was supposed to text her back, and I didn't. So, and then we had a very reasonable discussion about the amounts of commitments I've made, and then we agreed that I would quit swim club. So you'd like that because you asked me to quit swim club, or at least implied it like a few times. So that's good, right?
I'm down with that. And Earl will drop it from this point because it's clear that Jessica doesn't want to say anything else right now. And heck, we've got all the time in the world until noon when it ends.
Yay.
I look at Earl and I look at Jessica and I'm like, Jessica, if somebody needs to push on you that hard, what are they doing that for?
What do you mean?
I mean, think of all the times that, like, say, I've been a pushy jerk with you.
Okay.
Do I ever put you on your back heel that much?
Well, about that one time that we were like summoning a golem.
Okay, yeah, just that one time. But then I listened to you and we did something else that you suggested.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And then there was like the time that I said there's no good or bad juju, there's just juju, and you had like the look.
You know, I did have the look because I think that juju designed to do bad things or wielded by bad people is bad juju.
Yeah, we have that. Yeah, I'm just saying. So.
Yeah, sure, but.
Yeah.
But like, I don't text you 10 times in a row and then ream you in private.
No, that's good. That's good.
And I don't isolate you from your other friends or anything. And I don't demand that you not hang out with Brent, even if he's kind of a wanker.
Those are all things I appreciate about you, but you don't have original versions of Dante's diaries written on stuff that might not actually be paper. I'm not sure. Kind of cool.
So if I got one of these books, I would rate to pull all kinds of crap with you then.
It's not just one book, but I don't know, like if if someone could, like, you know, get rid of all those crazy visions in your head and make you feel better, and give you the thing you always dreamed of, wouldn't you want to make some sacrifice for it?
Depends on the sacrifice. Some things are worth it and some things aren't.
Yeah.
And let's be clear about this, Jess.
Mhm.
This is not something that you've dreamed of since you were a little girl. This is something you found out actually existed, like last September.
Yeah, so?
Well, you just said always dreamed of, and I want to make sure, I don't know, your priorities, you're pulled in every direction, and therefore you're going in none.
I feel like you guys are being pretty judgy right now.
You ran away from us in the middle of talking about a giant demon showing up in the middle of the homecoming game.
I heard that part.
I feel like just it's weird. Your behavior is changing and it worries us. It's not about us getting down on you. We're worried about you. And like, really, I came to look for you because we need your help. We need to think about this convergence, and you're the one who's been doing a whole bunch of this research.
These what Margaret arranged me? She does it in private?
What? As in, literally, I didn't understand you. I'm sorry.
At least when Margaret arranged me, she does it in private. You guys have been going pretty hard on me now. Like, just leave it alone, okay?
And so Earl will leave it alone by turning and walking away.
Ooh, the intervention did not go well. Oh my. You guys even talked about feelings and everything. We cut to the bell tower. And first, we have the shot of the bell tower, and then we come down to the outside of the psychology department, and we see Derek. It's closed today. So you see you got and the doors are locked. What do you do?
Oh man. Is there any windows open?
Oh, I'm sure that you could find a window open. It's up on the 3rd story. Do you want to scale the side of the building? That sounds like a thing a vampire could do.
you really see Derek looking up at the building like, shit. Like, yeah, trying to get a key would take me longer. And then he carefully like starts.
Awesome. Act under pressure.
All right.
You're pretty cool. I think you pulled this off.
I've gotten cooler.
Lower body temperature.
That's an 8.
Nice. Okay, on a 7 to 9, the keeper is going to give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay. So, yeah, here's the deal. You can make your way up to that window, but the person in the room to which that window leads is not empty. There's a person inside. And so you come up to the window, look inside, and you see that there's a grad student sitting there taking notes, and they're viewing some kind of video on their laptop and taking notes. Yeah, what do you do?
Like, I peek over the window and I go like, oh shit, and I go, hey, over here.
And she looks over.
And then, no, keep your eyes on me, Just, and then I go, just ignore me.
She's like, she mumbles before you pull off your move. She says, this is like the 3rd floor. And then you wish to just force her to just ignore you? Okay.
I wish to.
All right. Well, let's see how that comes across. Mental
that's
domination.
that's like a 14. Yeah.
You rolled an 11. You got a +3. You have mentally dominated this poor grad student. She just, and it's like she doesn't even know you're there anymore. She looks out. Her face is blank. And then she goes back to writing her notes. You have mentally dominated her, vampire. Good job.
Yay.
Now what do? She will ignore you. You can go right inside.
Yes. I'm just climbing inside, and I'm
Nice.
walking over to the door.
Sweet. And you walk right past her. There's a little bit of music playing. It's All Star by Smash Mouth. And you head into the hallway, make your way up to the access ladder.
But like I walk out the door, and then suddenly, like I pop back in and go like, "Oh, and forget I was here."
Nice. So with that many hold, yes, she also forgets that you were here. And we look over her shoulder, and she'd like started drawing you a little bit, and then she scratches it out. And so you head down the hallway and up the access ladder, and as you start to come, it's one of those metal trapdoor to the roof / bell tower type area. You smell chalk. Like you did before. Maybe it's the same chalk.
God damn it. Probably isn't.
What do
It
you
smells fresh. I go, yeah, I mean, I have to check this out.
Is there a fresh smell to chalk? Does chalk smell stale? I'm curious about this. Inquiring minds.
So
yeah.
what he's probably experiencing is the higher volume of chalk dust in the air right after breaking it apart off of the stick and onto whatever surface.
Dang it. Jen, you're just like Miss Wizard. You did the best. That's so smart and logical. I accept that as true. Cool. So you head up, and there are, if you remember, there are a couple of those like metal springs that hold this thing closed with a good deal of pressure. You actually have to kind of push it up. You head up the steps, and boom, you push that open, and you see there is someone up here. You recognize them, in fact. You recognize the person who is up here as, oh, crap, Rich just maximized the window by accident, and so he wanted to make sure he got the name right of Miss Maria Estea Ramirez is there, sitting cross-legged with a set of chalk, a piece of chalk in her hand. You're pretty sure she heard you're opening the door. Doesn't look terribly surprised. She says, hey,
hello.
Derek.
Yes. What you drawing?
It does not look like any of the summoning or banishing circles that you have seen. It actually looks like some kind of, I don't know. It looks different. There. If you would like to investigate a mystery, it does not look like any of the circles you have seen before. It is not the pentagram star. It is not the summoning circle that you saw. It is not the holding circle that you saw that was keeping the one demon in the sanctuary. It looks like something different.
Sure, I'll try to investigate it and see if it rings any bells.
Cool. Investigate a mystery. Roll plus sharp. We are using the revised rule.
That's an 8.
Okay, on an 8, you get a question.
Let's see.
One general question. Based on how you're investigating, they'll tell you honestly with reasonable detail.
Does this have anything to do with demons at all?
Yes, it has to do with siphoning power, and there's a great deal of intricacy in the runes to try to avoid notice. Imagine someone who goes to a tailgating party, which you guys now know about because we talked about that pregame, and steals bratwurst, but only when nobody's looking. But not
So,
mini
hi,
bratwurst, so that no one will even notice that some of the brats were taken.
hi Maria. What you
Hey.
drawing?
I was working on a little incantation because just seemed like a thing to do. How are you? Have you drunk any imps lately?
No. Are you trying to summon any? Or
No.
anything bigger than that?
No. Do you want me to summon you some food? I will.
No. What is it? What is it you're drawing?
So
Don't lie. I'll know if you lie.
okay, so something huge is about to go on, and I just want
Yes.
to pull a little bit off of it.
What do you know about something huge?
The convergence is coming.
Yes.
Big demon thing, crack the world possibly.
Is
It's
that like
okay.
default? Is that default that happens at the convergence, or like I just found out about this demon cracking world thing? Whatever. You seem very calm about this.
Well, we survived Watergate. I'm sure we can handle this. No, seriously though, it's a thing. It's going to cause a lot of problems. But if I can draw enough, then I can just they won't even know I'm here. I could rope you in, Derek, if you want.
How about we try to stop earth-shattering demons
Well,
instead of
that's how
trying
you
to
get
hide?
killed. That's how you get killed. That's how they notice you,
Well,
and then they come
yes.
after you.
I mean, that's how I got to be a vampire. Yes, thanks. But I mean, like, are you really just gonna sit here and watch the world burn? Or
I mean, I'm
we're
not
going,
looking forward to it.
we could
I'm
use
just
some
an
help.
opportunist.
Yes, and I'm also an opportunist, and I think we could use some help. And hey, you're like a brewer.
Bruja.
Yeah, whatever. Look, I'm just hey, honest question. We could use some help.
That I think you got to manipulate someone here.
Oh yes, absolutely. I was trying to do that very hard.
Yeah, I think that's what we're doing. You are a master of charm. I don't know how you do it. You are.
You know what? No, I'm going to spend the luck. Because no, I think this is not a moment where I want to go like, oh well, XP.
If I remember correctly, your charm is kind of banging, so that would have been a
Oh.
success regardless.
Yeah, but it's not a good enough success.
All right. So you
And we have plenty of luck and
note to self: next time we run this, minimize the luck.
give fewer luck. Yeah, I totally agree.
It's all good. I'm still having fun.
You still lower it. I mean, if you now
No.
half it, you're still all fine.
It's a little late to have that conversation now. All right.
Let's go with it.
Yep, we're just going to go with it. It is what it is. Eric, I like you. Like, you're really handsome, and I want to help you. But on one hand, I'm safe. I'll have more power and also safe. On the other hand, I put myself at risk, and demons will come after me later, even if we win. So, I mean, and you're dating someone. So what's in it for me?
Not the end of the world. Like honestly, you want to start trying to make a living in a hellscape, or like you're gonna be fine, but if everyone else isn't, and this is like, look, I know, I was right there with you, especially with the first demon summoning I saw, but you know, the world's this shitty world has a really bad way of biting you in the ass anyway. So,
Yeah.
like, if you want to try and make it while the streets are running rampant with demons, and you know, but you're safe and you've got more power, I'd rather take my chances with, well, that idiot fuckheads that run and study at the school.
Oh. All right. And she was wearing like a spaghetti strap dress, broomstick skirt kind of thing, and she had
Broomstick.
everything. Yeah, I know. I always think that's funny. Anyway, she was sitting cross-legged and drawing out the circle around herself. So she just reaches out. She pauses, like, this is terrible. This is a terrible thing. And she brushes her hand to break the circle. And you can feel it. Like there's a pop, like something has just gone away. Something magical has just been broken. No snapback, just a feeling like that. The change of pressure, right? When you go up a certain point, like in the elevation, where you can feel that switch over. And
yeah. I'll probably just go like, we should probably get you. Actually, how did you get in here? Never mind. We should probably get you over to Tekla and Jessica, and you, the three of you, can talk magic stuff and you know, give us directions or whatever.
Wait. Jessica Nakamoto? And she draws up her broomstick skirt and starts to stand up. And you see something when she stands up on her ankle.
She draws up her skirt and I see something. Oh my god!
No, she's like cross-legged. She kind of draws up her, starts to stand. But when she does, you see that she has some ink on her ankle, and it's like a little tattoo that kind of wraps around her ankle. Got it on the bone, which probably hurt a whole lot. And you recognize it. It appears to be a constellation.
Like Scorpio?
Why, yes, like Scorpio, it does appear to be the star constellation of Scorpio. And she stands up and says, Jessica Nakamoto, the book club girl? I didn't know you hung out with her. She's a problem.
Why?
Because they want to lock down magic, regulate it, and it's magic, so you can't do that?
Well, you might want to use some rules and not have people trying to summon demons up here in the bell tower, which happened, by the way.
Wow.
Well, undeads, but anyway, hey, just what's that thing on your ankle?
What? Oh, I'm Scorpio.
You're a Scorpio, really? When's your birthday?
And she rattled, like, Rich forgot this. Like, Rich had this, and then Rich forgot this. So I could Google it. I could pause and Google it, or we can say she rattles off a birth date in the Scorpio time frame, which I will go
November-ish,
insert back later.
Like I basically was just like, I know it's sort of November-ish, you know, like if it's anywhere November-ish, like, and I don't know, like I'm just trying to go like, wait, are you actually?
It's October, so yeah, you bought me enough time. October 23rd to November 21st is typically the Scorpio. So she
Yeah.
just says I was born on Halloween night.
Oh, goody. So you've been weird all your life, haven't you?
Yeah, Bruja.
Yeah, still okay. Anyway,
Why do you
I
ask?
mean,
Is that a thing? Like, are you into horoscopes? What's your horoscope? And she starts like lifts up the trap door and
I'm an Aquarius, but doesn't matter. I don't tattoo it, and also we like. Well, do you know Jack?
that's a pretty common name, she says, as she seems to
Uh,
head down the stairs quickly.
Jack Brown.
Wow, still pretty common. I
He was
think so.
old dude, kind of a hippie. Also, and then like there's a swallow like attended ETU.
What about him? Maybe. What about him? She starts
Well,
walking down the hallway.
He had a bag with mystical juju stuff and was doing weird shit with it.
Well, I
And
may have made a bag, but whatever people do with it, I mean,
was it the
that's-
soul sucking bag?
well, no, kind of, maybe.
Oh fuck.
Attended.
Oh.
What do you mean by attended?
He's dead.
Oh, well, that sucks.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. Because we kind of had to kill him.
Oh,
Because he was sucking people's souls with your bag. Thanks.
wait, their whole soul? Because it's not supposed to do that.
No. Just enough for people to actually drop out of school, not to be able to do anything anymore, and he was like getting tight and strength and he actually yeah, like I guess Derek still has a like his head is in a bit of a weird angle because collarbone got ripped out.
You're a vampire. I'm sure over 2 months' time, that's mostly healed. That's part of the history of undeath or something, right?
I mean, he literally ripped a bone out of my body.
I'm genuinely sorry, Derek. I didn't do
See,
that.
maybe regulation of the magic is not so bad an idea after all. Maybe talk about that with Jessica. And
This is so not going to go well, but okay.
look, she probably just wants you to fill in that sheet and.
Maria smiles at that.
No, seriously,
What you
totally
mean?
be fine with you doing magic. It's just as long as you note down what you're doing.
Okay. So we cut from that scene to Ollie heading towards the stadium. We have tailgating going on, the smell of bratwursts and burgers, sound of the grill, all kinds of country music playing. Just a down home thing. If there's somebody who's got a big pit barbecue going on, it's like one of those like barrels you cut in half, like an open up big smoker going on, and lots and lots of trucks all around the roost, as it were, the Raven's Nest. I'm sorry, the Raven's Nest, the big stadium. And how are you dressed, Ollie? Are you dressed in your normal kind of mechanic, a custodian, engineer uniform for ETU, or are you dressed in plainclothes?
I think I'm dressed as how I think I'm just dressed in plain clothes since that was what I was dressed for our meeting today.
Sounds good.
So I'm just t-shirt, jeans.
Cool. Yeah, t-shirt, jeans. You head in, start. You notice that there are 4 or 5 vans pulled up outside, like in one of the little roundabouts. All of them have that Sweetheart Corporation logo. That's the place where Tip was going to get the physical therapy after her bad arm and leg break. And so some medical professionals are getting out of that, and the vans kind of pull away. And there's a good amount of security. The Midwestern Mustangs, which are the team that they are playing, their bus is already here, right? And there are even a few people who are meeting up here to actually go out to the parade route. So there's a lot of college students all hang out with all the music and everything going on, but they haven't actually started taking tickets, and nobody's officially going into the stadium other than administrative personnel and that kind of stuff.
So it's like there's people around all over the place. So it's not like
yeah, there are hundreds and hundreds of people here. It's easy to lose yourself in the crowd to escape notice, but getting into the stadium itself would be a bit of a challenge. They do have security set up.
I go straight towards security.
Oh, cool, awesome. I am going to, just because I like the general reuse of NPCs, so I'm going to say that we are going to reintroduce Officer Jefferson, the guy who's in his 50s, a little pudgy. He would recognize you from the Bug Boy incident.
Oh, yeah.
But he was generally like positive towards you, except for, hey, sorry, but I got to arrest you thing.
Yeah.
Cool. So he recognized you. Hey, Ollie.
Yeah.
Ollie.
Yeah, that's right. Look, my boss, he really wanted me to make sure that there's like everything was fine in the stadium. Just do a quick check of the electrics stuff.
Right.
He said he would head and say I could come in.
Okay, well, I think you need to manipulate someone. I'll give you a +1 because of the previously established relationship. Recycling NPCs to your benefit, but you still got to charm him.
Okay.
You have like a -4 on charm, right?
I think I've got a 1. No, a 0.
You got a 0. I'm just joking.
Have a look. Yeah, I got a 0, but I rolled a 9, so.
Rolled a 9. That's mighty nice.
I got a +1 forward. You gave me that,
that's true, but it still would have been a 7 to 8 regardless. Okay, cool. So he says, on a 7 to 9 NPC, they'll do it, but only if you do something for them right now to show you mean it.
You said you gave me a +1 forward, so that's a 10.
Oh, that takes to a 10. I'm sorry. You rolled a 9. It would be a 10. I misunderstood. I thought you were saying you rolled an 8 and you get it. So sorry about that. Yeah, he does. He goes, pat you on the shoulder. All right, head on in. Just don't take too long.
Yeah.
I mean, it should just be a once over. I know they had some guys all in and around there.
Yeah, he just wanted to, second pair of eyes.
Okay. Cool. You walk right in.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to kind of, get off like, the beaten path where it's, where it's not, loads of people moving around doing things. Check out the places where somebody could, set up, ritual magic and stuff like that.
Oh, nice. Okay, well, I think you should probably investigate a mystery, right? You're just trying to check the place out. Does that feel like the right? Or, I don't think read a bad sitch necessarily works here, so I think investigate a mystery is what you're doing.
Yeah, so it's a flat roll. 7. And,
all right. 7 to 9, you get a general question.
Okay. Is there any sign, is there any magical preparation or any rituals happening that happened set up?
Sorry, there's a comment from Paul. Yes, you see groundskeepers moving a summoning circle into the football field. No, actually, it's the band. Like the band are practicing it. They're like moving into these different things, and up from the blimp, you can see that it's actually like a pendant.
Like Trump.
Yes, I actually meant to type mowing, but
mowing. That's awesome. If this were at a baseball field, that would so be a thing. It's great. No, so preparation for rituals, something that seems magical. So,
Candles. I'm basically looking for candles or chalk.
candles or chalk. I mean, Ollie, that's the bread and butter of our rituals so far in these Texas University game. So, what you find from looking around is there are no obvious. There's nothing obvious as far as candles or chalk, but you do hear starting over the loudspeakers is the Ravens fight song, which you recognize, right? You kind of sort of paid some attention at that point. You hadn't dropped off yet. That's what Dr. Nelson had played. And there's something wrong with that music. You hear it over the loudspeaker, and when it stops, about 15 minutes has passed, and it was just like a blink of the eye for you. Like it was just like you lost that time.
Fly, ravens, fly up in the
I
sky.
feel like it was.
Up in the
I
sky.
kind of like missed that kind of. Do have I noticed the drop in time or that? No.
Yes, you notice it. Like I don't know if all this kind of person have a watch, but yeah, that was weird.
I think I'm like going to ring to say like, I can't find anything, and then I look at my phone and see the time.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, and I send a message saying, something, can't find any ritual stuff, but something's off. Yeah. Yeah. Send that to everyone.
Fly, ravens, fly.
Cool. So we will cut back to the text buzzing for Tekla, Jessica, and Earl. This would probably happen after Earl separated himself, kind of walked away from Jessica and Tekla. So we'll say it's just Jessica and Tekla right now. You guys are outside of the library. I imagine that you were walking and talking during that very heated conversation / intervention.
Mhm.
And yeah, you get that note from Ollie. It's been like half an hour. So we'll say it's like 9 o'clock. It's just a few hours away from the football game. The parade will be starting very shortly.
I read the text. What does it say specifically?
Basically, that I can't find any signs of ritual magic, but something is definitely off here.
I immediately text back details. No period. I just send it.
Details. Is this a phone call then? Maybe you actually pick it up to call?
No, man. We're millennials. We're too young for that shit. Phone calls?
Okay.
What am I?
It's too real for me.
Home?
Texting is so much faster. Come on.
You get a reply saying, time is being funky here.
Now, like, show Jessica and make a face.
Should we go there? Like,
Oh yeah.
we should also check out the ley lines, but maybe we can do that from there.
Okay. Yeah, I guess if you were summoning something big, ley lines makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Earl will also, if Earl got that text, he'll also start heading towards the stadium.
Awesome. Why don't we have just a meetup of all 5 of our principals, as well as Maria. So Maria, this will be the first time that Tekla and Jessica have met Maria. I've got her in the NPCs and places. She's Latina, in her 20s, appears to be in her 20s, and you guys got the story of her being a fortune teller who helped them out when the brouhaha thing they had to do, where they got free beer because of that.
It's gonna be good for the tailgating.
It's true. And she stands about 5'7". So she just waves. She's wearing a broomstick skirt and a spaghetti strap top. And
There you go. Hey.
Hi.
Maria. This is Tekla and Jessica.
Hi.
cool. She shakes your hand, Tekla, and yeah, there's a moment like she grabs your hand and she grabs your hand over and she looks at your palm and she's like, "Holy shit!
You could tell.
Do you know?"
Well, now I want to know what you know.
You are basically a gateway to the fourth dimension.
Well, fifth, but yeah.
Yeah, you have some you two have some girl talk. You three actually.
Let's just say I can't not know this.
You're a
So
gate.
to be clear, just so I'm clear, we're all there at the stadium.
Yes,
Is that what you
everyone's
just
there.
said?
Let's say, yeah, there's
Just outside.
Achy Breaky Heart is currently playing from one of the truck speakers, and the five of you guys all met up, and somehow Maria has a beer in a solo cup that she took from one of the tailgates as you guys passed by.
Oh, then I have one too.
Awesome.
So the cups are
Maybe-
practically
maybe
in the
that's you.
air.
Yeah, you should take care of that. That's not a good thing.
It's unfixable.
Magic? It's just according to how hard you want it to change. I mean, I'm just saying we should talk. Oh, Jessica, it's nice to actually meet you. I've heard a lot about you.
Hey. Good to meet you too.
So you guys know about the convergence, I assume.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Earl is probably feeling a little sheepish about being a dick, so he's being very quiet at the moment. But he doesn't look angry or anything like that. He looks more embarrassed.
So does Jessica.
Oh, it's nice. You guys are like standing kind of nearish each other, but there's like a slightly closed off, but also possibly
They're like-
open.
They're like angled just enough away from each other that they're not looking right at each other, except when they're like this and then they're like that.
But it's still like
Oh, that's good.
still arms crossed.
Yeah. All right. That's good. I really like that. That is nice.
Right, guys. Enough with the love fest. I lost like 15 minutes inside there.
What?
What happened? What do you remember?
I went in. I was
Mhm.
looking at, the checklist, candles, chalk, incense. Incense, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I was in one of the storage rooms. There was the music, the fight song playing. That ended, and I went to call you guys to say that it was a bust, and it was like 15, 20 minutes later than it should be.
Are you sure your watch not just broken?
No, I checked. I was like, I
Your
checked
phone, I
when
guess.
I went in to see if there was any messages. If you guys had found anything out.
Oh, I guess that could be all kinds of stuff.
If you lost time, that means that either time changed or your perception of time changed.
I don't know. You guys,
We're going to go with your perception of time because that's a smaller, lower energy issue.
She's right.
can you do a worm thing?
So-
Fifth dimension shit.
Yeah, like timeout. I don't think Teclis mentioned the worm to anybody
Right.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you fifth dimension this shit? How about you?
Maybe.
You're just
I'm gonna leave the magicking to the girls. I'm sorry, that sounds.
you magic this thing.
All right, give me a minute. Where were you again? Behind the locker rooms?
One of the storage rooms. They had,
Oh, the storage rooms. Okay.
uniforms or something.
Well,
All right.
you go do that. I still have to figure out how the ley lines are right now because I, have to do that. So I'll be on that.
Okay, cool.
I'm guessing they're gonna be at the stadium.
I mean, maybe running right through it, but we won't know until Jessica says.
Jessica actually just pulls out like the campus map, which I assume has the stadium on it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
And then she'll start working on that. She takes out some sand and just tries to work at it in a quiet place in the corner.
Quiet place in the corner does not exist near the stadium, but there are some areas you can find.
A loud place in the corner.
There's so many people doing stuff. Weird games of cornhole, which you guys now all know is a game with bean bags and slanted pieces of wood where you're trying to toss it in a hole. All that good stuff going on. You can find an area to work on this. Why don't you investigate a mystery?
She'll sort of look at Maria to see if she wants to help because she's supposed to be a magic person. And if then Maria doesn't sort of look reassuring in any way, she'll sort of let it go.
Maria sighs and comes over with you, and she'll point out some stuff. And she really doesn't want to be working with you, but she seems to have been convinced.
If someone shows interest in a ritual, like Jess will be all excited anyways. Like, this will be cool. Like a ritual out of it. Like, do you think we should go with a 3-point or a 5-point structure? Like, I have the sand on me, but if you want to contribute something, that's cool.
5-point, 3-point is less reliable. Plus the 5 points, the pentagram with the stars. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then she gets out her ritual log sheet and starts filling in the stuff before she starts doing the ritual.
And Maria says, he wasn't kidding. Wow.
What do you mean?
Sorry. Some people cook with recipes. Some people cook by taste.
Who would make jokes about ritual magic?
Derek?
I guess that makes sense. Okay, yeah.
I did not.
And then she'll actually start working on the ritual. So yeah, her intention is just to pour some of the purified sand in hopes of getting the ley lines from.
Sweet. You start working on that, you get a text message. It's from Brent.
Ignore it. I'm doing a ritual. Damn
it. And then your phone rings.
No.
It's Brent.
She'll pick up and be like, Brent, I can't talk right now. I'm busy.
The float is ready to go. Jess, you said that you would ride on the float with the team.
You do the float.
I am doing the float, but you're supposed to be on the float with us. You're like the statistician.
Where are we exactly?
Huh?
Where are we exactly? Like, where is the location that we're in now?
Oh, you guys are currently at the football stadium.
Just at the stadium?
Yeah, at the football stadium on campus.
Oh, okay. So we're literally in a corner at on the bleachers?
Specifically where the stadium? Great question. So I think that, you guys you're not inside the stadium. You're outside, bunch of concrete, right? There are benches. There's a few people, like food trucks have pulled up. In fact, there's also the Brazen Hussy has a truck, and so Jason Miranda is serving beer, and there's a bunch of tailgating. So I think the place that you maybe have found is maybe off in a parking lot, not far from the stadium, but quite enough to where there isn't a whole lot of tailgating. Like it's, an older parking lot, and maybe you guys have just set everything on the hood of a car. Does it sound cool?
Yes. I think Jess will try to respond, but like if there is a torrent from bad words coming out of the phone, she can clearly be heard very loud. She sort of looks really exasperated, then like walks like 5 or 10 meters to the nearest trash can, dumps her phone in the trash can, and goes back to the fridge.
Oh my gosh! So yeah, the last thing you hear is like, "Well, listen, we're all at the courthouse. That's where we're starting the parade. So I'll see you in a." And you toss the phone away.
Okay, let's do this.
Wow! Did you just break up with a guy or something?
Kind of feels like it.
She actually reaches out and puts her hand on your shoulder and says, "It's going to be okay."
Hey, thanks. Let's do the 5-point thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and roll with sharp.
I roll a 10, which makes it 13.
Wow.
I have advanced use magic.
Oh my goodness. That's right. Okay. So you're actually using magic, not investigating mystery. You're just trying to use magic for the ley lines.
Oh right, I could do that. I guess investigating does make more sense, though, doesn't it? Yeah, because then I can ask the questions. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah.
No, you tell me. You tell me. I can see a case for either.
Oh, let's use magic because then I get to do my advanced use magic one time.
I knew it. It's the last time I offer you such things, but no, it totally makes sense. So it's cool.
Yeah. All right, it's pretty clear what I want. I just want to have a layout of the ley lines the way they are right now.
Sweet. So with advanced use magic, yeah, see, advanced to keep offering it. Awesome. Perfect. So, first of all, you see that there are 2 nexus points of ley lines.
Mm-hmm.
There is one over the clock tower, which you are aware of, where 3 lines crossed. But then there are actually 5 that cross over the stadium. And it appears that, so if you remember, you guys actually, there was a map that had been created by Kyle during his research. And there were a couple of ley lines that he had missed. And so by using that, that's why the clock tower looked like the strongest point. But there were other ley lines that show that the stadium is more powerful. And sorry.
Does it center right through the stadium or?
Yes.
Or, okay.
Right over the 50-yard line, right in the middle, right where Tekla saw a Titan rise up. The extra thing that you see is as you draw upon this magic, you see that while there are ley lines, like the ley lines are lines, like they don't just happen up here in the air, right? They permeate.
Mm-hmm.
They're like gravitational fields. There is underneath the stadium, there are tunnels or something that you see. And there is something underneath the stadium right now. The beginnings of a spell.
Oh. Really cool.
Maria says, I really wish I hadn't left the clock tower. We're all going to die.
No, we're gonna stop this. We'll do like an awesome ritual, and everyone will band together, and we'll stop this. And then we'll go to homecoming dance, because I already got the dress.
Oh, you'll go.
Oh, you should come too.
I don't really go to parties, Stag, but thanks.
We'll see what we can do.
Earl's pretty cute.
I don't think so.
Well,
I do think so. But you can't go out with him because he's my boyfriend. And I know a lot of really, really nasty magic.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know. What about Tekla? She's interesting.
She has a girlfriend.
Oh, shit. And Derek's a no.
Do you like burly swim boys?
Burly swim boys. Eh.
Oh. Well, then I don't know.
Me either. Okay. Well, let's go stop the convergence.
Okay. Jessica will snap a picture of the ley lines and send it to Margaret.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you'll get a text back. Good work. Now stop it.
And then she'll go back to theirs.
Let's circle back to Earl. What's Earl been up to once the two of them go off to do their stuff?
I am attempting to support Tekla's efforts in whatever non-magical way is possible.
What's Tekla up to then?
Tekla's investigating that lost time thing, so she's gonna probably try to use magic to attune with whatever time was what Ollie lost and figure some stuff out.
Cool. That sounds good. So I'm gonna, rather than put that to chance, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that from your dream to what Ollie has described you, the two connect enough for you to realize that that music is the key, and it is evidently what was used to pacify the people in the stands in your dream.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to make you roll for that. That's a thing that you can kind of figure out. I'm going to put it to chance so you not pick up that clue, because I think that you and Tekla already kind of put that together.
Cool. And I think that Earl is, sort of being a visual block for me and keeping people from bothering me, which is definitely a help.
Nice. Cool. So why don't we go ahead and take our one and only bio break? This has gone pretty long. I want to make sure everybody's good and fresh and ready. So it's 5 after right now. So let's take about 7 minutes. So at 12 after, we'll pick back up. We'll see you guys in a few minutes.
I'm watching our live feed. There's actually like a 20-second delay or something like that.
Makes sense.
Wow, I tried to come on, but I munched that bite too fast and it was drier than I anticipated. Sorry. Okay. I don't know. 7 minutes is like perfect. 5 minutes never feels like enough. 10 minutes feels like too long and I lose the thread. 7, for some reason, just, I don't know. It always works for me.
Magic number 7.
Like, I don't feel rushed. If it's 5 minutes, I'm like, oh, come on. Okay,
Yeah.
Cool. So we have Tekla and Earl and Ollie, of course, will be around as well.
I think Derek is also tagging along with them.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so it's just so that was just Jessica. Now just Jessica coming to the WB. Anyway, the 4 of you, with Tekla kind of leading the 4. Yeah, that realization, the song pacifies. It seems to be connected to what your dream foretold.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, at this point, we're a couple hours before game time. You can already hear the parade has started. It's far away, like it's a mile away, but there are people lining up and they've got the few guardrails set up and ropes and everything to line the path. It's supposed to actually come all the way in. The cars are going to drive into, do a bit circle route inside the stadium kind of thing. And they're starting to let people in to the stadium at this point, early enough for all the alums to come in and have their seats and be ready to be entertained. So what is it that you're doing, Tekla? Seems like they're following your lead this moment.
Yep. So I sort of half turn to the guys as we're walking towards the stadium, and I'm like, okay, so we have a few vectors for this problem. It could be the speaker systems in the stadium, could be the instruments of the marching band in combination with the fight song. It could be a variation on the fight song taught to the marching band. Thoughts, ideas, questions? Am I missing anything? Jessica, what's up?
There's like a spell going on under the stadium in like tunnels.
No shit?
Yeah.
Right now?
I think so. It felt a bit faint, but yeah, there's something underneath.
Okay, so the hockey
Ollie.
team play on this field, so how do you get to the tunnels underneath?
So I'm going to throw a little bit of information Ollie's way that I think you may have heard about at some point because you work engineering, all that stuff, is that in the 80s, in the mid-1980s, there was a super collider project which took place, and the federal funding was eliminated prior to completion. The university kept some of the money and they bulldozed over the construction, used the funds to build a new football stadium. There are tunnels for the super collider project that still may exist underneath the football stadium. And
strangely, also during the 80s, a bunch of students were playing Dungeons and Dragons and got lost someone got killed in one of those tunnels.
The proof of the evil.
This is all true.
Yeah. You say underneath? Like, there's like a sign thing that they cemented over. Or
I don't know.
cemented over.
Put something in there. Can you get us down there? Maybe we can shut down the spell thing.
I've never been down there, but I've never met a place I can't get into. I'm not saying the state that I leave it in is great, but
Reverse Houdini.
Let's do it.
let's go break shit.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we see you guys. Your student. You can show your student IDs to get in. It's the great part of being an East Texas University student. Free access to the football games. You head in, and of course, the smell of peanuts, popcorn,
Beer.
grill items, beer. Thank you. Also, prevalent smell of beer. A lot of people dressed in the East Texas University Ravens gear. A lot of the folks are very excited. A bunch of the alums are coming on. The band's already performing. They kind of split the band. Half the band is part of the parade. The other half is here entertaining. No one seems to be under the influence of that. The fight song, it has not been played yet. And yeah, you guys you can make a circuitous route, but there does not there's no big sign. Go to Super Collider with this elevator or anything along those lines. What do you want to do to try to find your way?
Are we all going for that, or somebody going to do with the speakers and things?
Oh yeah, well, it's all in the stadium. So if you want to go in the stadium, split up, that kind of stuff, that works for me.
Yeah.
Earl
In character.
is going where Jess goes.
Yeah. Well, I need somebody. I need a magic lady. At least one magic lady.
Just
I get in.
tell me where to find the music stuff, and I'll go look at it. And I don't know, Mash.
Okay, so one, the instruments that the band members are holding, probably not your best target. Two, right over there, and like I point to a boxed in, like a stadiums have these at least
A press box.
A press box, yeah. Where in general, people who have a full view of the stadium also tend to have control over the cameras, the speakers, and MC the event, for lack of a better term. So I point to the press box and I go, that's probably where speaker control is.
Okay. I'll check that out. Anyone want to come with? No? Okay, fine.
I'll go, Maria says. By the way, who paid for her ticket?
Because it would be super awkward, Earl did.
Yes. Oh, she's so effusively thankful. She's just polite. Anyway, yeah. Sweet. So it'll be Derek and Maria?
Sure.
Awesome. And then what, Tekla, Ollie, Jessica, and Earl, what are you guys up to?
I'm breaking into a Super Collider. What are you doing?
Breaking into Sciencey Thing 101. First, you find the Sciencey Thing. Then break in.
That's some Bond shit right there.
Mission improbable.
I should have said I was in my suit.
If only. All right, so let's follow Derek first. So Derek and Maria, the two of you are making way towards the press box, kind of filtering through the lines. A lot of people standing in the it's not a hallway, but the kind of the main corridor area. Everything's open up down towards the field, right? So it's loud. So Maria actually, she takes your arm and makes it. She says, so we can talk. And
yeah, actually, about that, you said something about that. This, like, just point weirdly at my face and you said that this could be reversed.
Yeah.
How?
Well, there's The only way I'm sure is magic. There are lots of ways to do things. But the way that I know of is a ritual whereupon you destroy your sire. So all we have to do is find them.
But she's dead already.
Oh, that's a problem.
I didn't kill her, but
How was she killed?
I mean, I don't know the exact details anymore. Earl and Ollie and I think Tekla were the ones responsible for that.
Yeah, she was
But,
killed with
you
a
know,
croquet
stake.
set.
Yeah, they,
Okay, well, yeah, she's probably gone. But we could always take a look and see if she can be brought back. I think vampires are pretty pesky.
well, you know, I sometimes still have weird dreams, memories. She talks in my head sometimes.
Huh. That sounds like a problem. So this werewolf girl, is this serious or kind of an open thing?
No, I think it's pretty serious.
Hmm. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Hey,
Anyway.
you're really nice, so I'm sure you'll find that great guy.
Wow. Thanks. Very helpful. Very.
Yeah.
And then you guys get to there's a security guard at the set of stairs that lead up to the press box, and you see there's a couple of ladies that flash press badges, and he waves them on, and they head up the stairs. And this is not Officer Jefferson; it is a heretofore unseen person, like new characters. What I'm saying, not like secret mystery thing, just security guy. What do you do?
Well, I mean, I basically just want to walk right past.
Yeah, okay, so he sticks his arm out. Hey, I'm sorry, it's press only. But you know, the student section is over there.
and like there's a sigh, and Derek just goes like, looks him in the eyes, and goes like, you want to let us pass. And that's still an 8.
All right, on your
enough for
mental
one.
domination. An 8 is hold 1, so you give him one command. Maria is, attached to you, so he takes the bait and says, "That sure, understand." And he seems to be letting you go. And Maria says, "That's so cool. I really want to learn that."
I think it comes with the territory, though.
Oh. Well, that sucks.
That started happening after I got,
It did. What else can you do? Guys are heading up the stairs, coming up to the press box door. It's a metal door. You can actually see inside. There's a long desk that's all set up against the windows that look out onto the field. And you can see there's actually a control board, and there are a bunch of people sitting in front of microphones, and then some other people that are kind of milling around behind.
And I'm just going like, well, I can move pretty damn fast now.
I guess your werewolf girlfriend likes that.
I mean, makes it harder for her to catch me sometimes.
She opens the door up, and you guys step into the press room. We will cut away from you to our Ollie breaking in, all Bond dun 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 dun. I know it's not Bond music, but it's the only one that I can think off the top of my head. Da-na-na, da-na-na. Don't want to get a DMCA ticket down notice, so I'll stop there. I think that you, after hunting around, knowing what to look for, being in, engineer, mechanic, you can find that there is actually a secure elevator that, as you pass by, you see a couple of the medical personnel from Sweetheart Corporation head in, key card it, doors, they head down.
I raise the eyebrow and look at the others, because that deserves a eyebrow raise.
It certainly does. I raise my eyebrow back.
I raise my other eyebrow back.
I'm just really confused about why we're all doing the eyebrow raise. So,
well, a 3 eyebrow raise deserves knives and guns. So I make sure I check that my gun is loaded and everything ready, and make sure my knife is there at hand, and okay.
I will open up my duffel bag and take my gun out, put it in the back of my pants as per usual. And
is it possible to do reverse eyebrow raise?
Frowning?
Eyebrow down.
And no, you probably don't see the grenades.
Nice.
Relieved.
I push the button to the elevator.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It's a key card button push.
Oh.
So.
Oh, okay. So you have to swipe first and not inside the elevator. Okay.
We'll take someone who is very skilled at breaking and entering, some kind of burglar, to do that. This is a secure location.
Yeah.
Well, I want to get my knife in and break off the panel that they're swiping at, and have a look at some wires. And I guess I should probably roll.
All right, why don't you burgle?
Well, those are some numbers.
Uh-oh.
So I see a 2 and I see a 3. And burglar uses sharp.
Well, I got a 1 and a 4, which is a totally different number.
Oh, I'm looking at Earl's thing. So let's look down for Ollie. What am I doing? Okay, I see a 1 and I see a 4. And with your sharp of 0, that sounds like an abysmal failure.
It sounds like 5, yes.
Yeah. And no one person could help you to bring that up. So.
Actually, I think Jessica could.
Yes.
Oh, ho, ho.
So I'm about to just jam some wires together and see what happens. Just about to.
What were you doing before you tried to jam some wires together?
I jammed my knife into the kind of sealed the panel and just yanked it off so I could get to the wires and look at them.
That's how you do that. I think just not do anything magic, but just go isn't that wire alive?
Isn't that wire alive? Famous last word.
Yeah.
Anyone got some gloves?
I still need to roll.
All right. Are you trying to help? It sounds like
Just see how quickly she says that.
I rolled a 10.
Dang it. You guys in your 10s.
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm about to put things together, which just sent me across the room, I guess. But I just stopped.
Okay. Well, with a 7 to 9, you just got a 7. You get to pick 2 of the options. You get in undetected, you get out undetected, you don't leave a mess, you find what you're after.
We find what we're after, and we get in undetected.
Nice. So working together, the 2 of you trip the keycard entry, press a button, and the elevator doors open. Step inside, doors close, and we hear the music version of Girl from Ipanema as you head down several.
Dun, 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 dun.
I recheck my gun.
What do we see Tekla doing during the long travel down?
Looking at her phone. There's no signal. Sighing.
Nuts.
While we're in the elevator anyway, like Jessica will sort of sidle up to Earl and try to have like a private conversation, even though clearly Tekla and Ollie are also just right there.
Do it, do it, do it.
My gun is super interesting at the moment. Super interesting. Lots of things to twiddle with.
Sorry if I was rude before. I didn't mean to be rude.
You were right. We were coming on pretty strong. I was an ass, and I'm sorry too.
I guess I've been doing new stuff, but like we're all different now, kind of like, like Derek's vampire. Ollie's not even studying here anymore, and Tekla's and like you're making mysterious phone calls, and then like
yeah, I wanted to tell you, I work for a secret organization that deals with the supernatural, but this is about to get really messy, and I can't. It's less important for me to give you details on that than for me to do this. And he takes her face in both hands and he leans in and kisses her and then says, I know I haven't said this yet, but I love you.
Wait, is it this serious? Do you think we're gonna die?
Boom! The elevator doors open. And you see there's this tunnel, and it's like, perfectly poured concrete. It's the kind of thing that would carry echoes for days, and it's curved like this tunnel is a corridor. Really, it's not a rough-hewn tunnel. You can hear the low hum of a generator in the distance. There, it's lit, and as you guys look down either way, you can see that it goes on and kind of curves off, and there branches out into different offices. So you chose the option of getting in undetected, which you have, and find what you're after. So we'll just fast forward to that. The four of you walk, kind of picking your way down the corridors until you see that there is an office. And when you open that office door, there inside that room is a woman who appears to be maybe pushing 50. For an actress, I've already declared this, so I'm just going to say it out loud. This would be Fairuza Balk now. Fairuza Balk from the movie The Craft. If you want to look on row 37 of our NPCs and places, you'll see what Fairuza Balk looks like. And she is seated at a nice couch. She has on her lap a very large book that looks like the twin of Creighton's Compendium, the ritual book that you guys found at the sanctuary. And she's wearing a nice dress, like 50s style dress and pumps, and she's wearing bright red lipstick. And she says, "We need to talk. Where is your vampire friend?"
He's busy.
Okay. Come in, have a seat. She gestures over to, there are a couple of comfy chairs. You can see that there are a bunch of books in bookcases. This looks almost like some kind of lounge.
I'll remain standing.
Jessica sort of wants to sit down, and then everyone, if people just remain standing, she sort of awkwardly sort of goes back and forth and then also stays standing.
Is there a table?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a table.
I take a seat and I lounge way back and I put my feet on the table.
She smiles at that. My name is Helen LaCroix. You guys all recognize that name. Helen was one of the original members of the Protectors. She was mentioned many times in Creighton's Compendium. And she should not look like she's pushing 50.
You're holding up really well.
Thank you. Thank you. When a person is determined, they find ways. I have been watching you.
Like watching me shower, or?
Well, yes, but you're not really my type. I know that you have the cross and that you've retrieved the lantern. And I want to stop the convergence as much as you do.
Okay. And
what I am going to do is recreate the ritual that failed 70 years ago. But with your help, we will be able to alter it. And she stands up and she walks with the Creighton's Compendium. She sets the book down and she opens up the book, starts turning pages to the point where it was blank pages, right? This was the parts of the journal that Creighton had never gotten to finish. And you see that there are new formula and ritual notes. And she says,
Ooh. Jessica's leading in.
good. She smiles at that. You see here, Jessica, Tekla, Earl, Molly. If we have enough of a fuel source for the ritual, we can close this rift for eternity.
Like, how much of a fuel source would we need?
So this is the part where we have to make a hard choice. If we conduct this ritual during the football game, there will be sufficient energy from the attendees of the game. And if we time it appropriately and conclude it before the convergence happens, then we can break it, snap it off. It will, fortunately, disturb the ley lines, and East Texas University will no longer be a magical place. But as the four of you and Derek know, that magic was never quite what you find at Disneyland.
So, like, and you would just use the energy of people, like, hooting and stuff? Not, like, their souls?
Oh, no, they will die. Thousands of people will die.
Oh. Okay. Good that I checked.
find another plan.
Yeah.
We don't have time for another plan. The convergence is coming. I'm sure you know this, obviously. You've been to the burn. You've walked the path that I walked with my friends before we lost them.
Listen,
Before
lady.
you lost them.
Listen, lady, you've known this was coming for 60 years. You've known we were here. You've known that what we know. And you didn't approach us until now. Laying in wait like some sort of supervillain in an abandoned super collider tunnel. You could have talked to us at any moment. And now to help you kill thousands of people.
And you really didn't approach us. We broke in.
Well, I'm sure when you got the cross, you might have had an inkling that I don't think the ghost would have given that to me. And when you retrieve the lantern from the island, I also searched that island and was unable to retrieve it.
God, she's the secret head of the book club. Oh, that was out of character, sorry.
But it's true. I established the Sweetheart Corporation. If this ritual fails, I have contingencies in place, but those contingencies will involve open battle with demons in broad daylight. I don't want to use that contingency plan. I hope that you don't want me to either.
How's that not better than killing thousands of students?
If we break the connection, if we destroy the nexus point of the ley lines, then the demons never erupt from the ground. These people are going to die anyway. At least they can die to avert a cataclysm.
I've stood up and I'm hovering over Jessica's shoulder right now, looking at the book and sort of half listening to Helen.
Jessica also is also looking at the book, trying to make sense of the last pages or the new pages.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like,
Okay.
This is like a conference room sort of place.
Like a lounge also / conference room. It's got a table. Yeah. What are you looking for?
Just a whiteboard.
Oh, sure.
Sure.
Board. She's kind of old school.
Yeah. Or a chalkboard. Either way, I'll be like, I'll start noting some things out in like high pain in the ass math notation.
Ooh, nice.
So elitist.
Yep. Once you know it, it's faster. And I'm just like, so if we find a different power source that isn't human fucking lives, how quickly could we work that into the ritual, Jessica?
Well, can't we use the ley lines themselves as an energy source? They might still use them up, but maybe that's okay.
I mean, possibly, but don't ley lines draw their energy from the natural surroundings? Might turn this whole area into another burn.
Yeah.
I don't really know that much about ritual magic except from having watched you. But this was potentially the site of a superconducting super collider. There may be actual high energy something here, like the kind that you can plug in.
Super colliders are usually fueled by a power plant of their own or a secondary grid. I mean, they run on electricity, so.
Unfortunately, the Super Collider project was not completed, so the inner workings of the Super Collider are not present. There's enough power to run this facility, but I'm sorry. And as far as finding another fuel source, I can't think of one. I have been trying to think of one. This has been the only option that has made sense. to me, because the people who work at the Sweetheart Corporation for me are not as powerful as your group. The 5 of you have done things that no one has done since my friends and I first tried to stop the convergence.
Uh-huh.
Well, if we can't stop it, then we have to fight demons and evacuate the stadium.
Well, no matter what, we're probably going to end up fighting demons. Probably. Here's what I propose. Instead of trying to power this with the souls of living humans, we might be able to draw power from the 5th dimension itself into it. Fun fact, of course, everybody knows what the 1st dimension is, correct? And I make a dot on the whiteboard, and then I make a line. So that's the 1st dimension right there. Points on a line. We don't even really satisfy that. So this is a number line. We name it X. And then line up. Now we have the 2nd dimension, our good friend, the square, adding a new degree of freedom, which we will call Y.
Cube. Sorry.
Yep, and then boom.
I read Flatland.
And then we have the 3rd dimension, where things get real hot. But then we get into a new level of hotness when we add in the 4th dimension, which is time. Mathematically, we modeled this as intervals. And then secondarily, also, if I wanted to draw a flattened 4th dimensional cube, it would look something like this. And it's like this very strange mesh shape. So the 5th dimension is actually more like this again. It's a tiny cylindrical shape, which contains probably a mirror of most universal maths. So observed in space, we find only about a 1/6 of the mass that actually exists, according to projections. I think this is where it is. Other people think it's dark matter, and other people think it's alternate dimensions.
So when you say we can draw energy from the 5th dimension to power the ritual, you know, you mean you, right? Like you would be.
I'd be the conduit.
Yeah. So that does not sound healthy.
It's probably bad.
Are we talking nosebleeds or full-on scanner head explosion?
I don't fucking know.
So that's not a plan. Don't do that.
Sacrificing one
great
instead of
plan.
thousands doesn't sound like a plan to you, Helen says.
No, it doesn't.
Well, then I guess you're not ready to stop the convergence.
No, I don't like you.
You work with people you don't like all the time. It's for the greater good for us to stop this.
Could the rest of us provide you with some sort of buffer, Tekla, if we did that?
I'm sure it could help. I'll probably need it.
Well, that's a plan.
Let's try to work it out then.
We should probably still evacuate the stadium just to be on the safe side.
Pull the fire alarm.
Usually works.
I know there was no signal for Tekla in the elevator. Is there a signal down here in this room?
Oh, that is a great question. And no, there is no cell phone signal down here.
Well, then I just want us to have Derek with us at some point. I was just trying to figure out a way to facilitate that.
And Helen would say, do you want me to bring Derek here so that we can all work together to try to avoid this?
Yes.
She walks over and picks up a walkie-talkie, and she Lloyd, could you find Derek for me, please, and escort him down here to my office? He's up in the press box. No problem, ma'am. Thank you, Lloyd. And so then we will cut to the press box as there's a guy who walks up to you, Derek. He looked like he was just one of the security guards inside, and he says, excuse me, sir? Mr. Jones? My name's Lloyd.
You're muted, Jan.
Yeah.
If you were trying to say
Sorry,
something.
yes. I was saying, oh, hi, Lloyd.
Your friends, Earl, Jessica, Tekla, and Ollie would like your help with something, and I've been authorized to escort you to see them.
But I still have to disable the sound system.
You may not have to.
What? Who are you, Lloyd?
He hands you. Then we should step out of the press room, and he hands you a walkie-talkie. Do we like skip past to you coming down the elevator?
Yeah, there's just a hello, and then then it's only like you can.
Nice. Good. So where we are right now from like actual time, this might be a good point to kind of cliffhanger. I know it's not super exciting, unless somebody have a zinger they want to insert here for our cliffhanger ending.
Not really.
Okay, cool. So you walk in, Derek, and you get to see the giant blackboard full of all kinds of notations, and you see Helen LaCroix.
I raise an eyebrow.
That's appropriate.
No.
I'm just gonna add in.
Are you ready to kickstart a proton accelerator and stop the apocalypse? Kind of line.
Nice.
Comes in.
I like that. Cool. So we will stop with all 5 of you gathering together under the in the office of Helen LaCroix, the proprietor and owner and CEO of Sweetheart Corporation, the person who survived the ritual of the previous attempt to stop the convergence. And that will be the end of today's session. So, schedule-wise, it will be a couple weeks before we finish this up. The weekend around Labor Day, not everybody's available. So the 9th of September is when we will finish this thing off.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and do our end of session stuff. Did you conclude the current mystery? No.
No.
Did you learn something new and important about the world? I hope so. If you say no, it will hurt my feelings.
Yes.
No.
Who said no? You take 7 harm. Did you did you say someone from certain death or worse?
Not yet.
No.
Yeah.
Did you learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
Did you raise the appropriate number of eyebrows?
I think we could have done with one more.
No.
Right, so it says
I didn't raise an eyebrow.
No, I
Yeah.
did.
She kept on removing from our.
Well, otherwise you guys go on killing sprees.
eyebrows lead to killing. That's the way it is. You
Yeah,
got
like,
2 yeses.
A grenade? I don't know, but I don't want to know.
With 1 or 2 yes answers, mark 1 experience.
Wow.
And
It's a very XP light session.
very XP light. Not a whole lot of die rolling. Not a lot of XP. Luckily, you guys have already rolled into second playbook, so I think you're okay. We got advanced moves you guys are throwing left and right, so I'm not so worried about it. Screw you guys and your XP hungry. XP horse. All right, cool. Let's do our traditional feedback of roses and thorns, and then we'll close this sucker up. We will start with thorns. Who wants to not Jen first? I see. And because she was the first to say not first, is that Jules is raising her hand. Okay, Jules, what thorns did you have?
We all had really cool homecoming like dresses and outfits, and we didn't get to show them off.
That is a very good thorn. Please grab that out of the chat because it'll disappear and just drop it somewhere in your character keeper so that we can show those off next time.
There was like an ascot situation, so you know.
Right. Ascots, which are cots for asses, are the best. What other thorns did you have, Jules?
I have
So in other words, a chair.
Exactly.
I have
Wearing
no
a
thorns,
chair.
except that we sort of lost Derek for a while.
We did.
Yes.
We did. I
Fine.
tried a little bit of cross cutting. We've just got to partner him up with PCs more.
Yeah. Other than that, woo.
Okay. Good. Jan, what thorns did you have?
My thorn is that I was looking forward to smashing up a music system, and I didn't get to.
I know.
That's like, and then I go, no.
Oh,
What-
shit. Lloyd come in with mid smashing up things like.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi?
I was sort of expecting that there would be like a little bit of passing of time between me coming into the box and Lloyd
Yeah, you're
stepping
right.
on my
You're
shoulder.
right. I probably should have cut back. I just wanted. We were so late in the thing, and I was worried about that. So, but yeah, you're right. Would have been kind of
So in the previously on ETU segment next week, just retcon a shot of
there we go.
Derek having actually smashed the sound system.
Yep, we retcon it in. Sounds good. And then him like commanding people, "You saw nothing. You saw nothing." And Lloyd's like, "Get the band playing," because no loudspeaker now. Awesome. Good. Y'all need anything else?
No, that's it.
Alex, what thorns did you have?
I don't think of ones other than what's already been mentioned. The ones that have already been mentioned.
Okay, cool. Paul, what thorns did you have?
No grenade usage and no liquid nitrogen.
Obviously, you guys wanted to kill supervillains and chew a lot of bubblegum, and that didn't happen. A lot of talky. I hear you. Jen, what thorns did you have?
God, this is a regular length session, and I can keep going.
I know. I was like, yep, it's time, even though I really want to keep going too.
You know what, though? It's good. I appreciate the discipline. I'm not in college anymore. Our characters are.
Plus, it's like way later for those guys.
Yes.
So our Intercontinental
Yes.
friends, it starts to get pretty late for them. So I try to be considerate of that.
10.
Yeah, 10 o'clock. That's actually kind of weenie time. I don't know.
Yeah. We could have gone a bit longer.
We could have. We
We
could have.
probably shouldn't.
We shouldn't.
And
We don't,
with small children, that can
yeah, small
Yeah.
children. Hello.
Yeah.
It's not even his fault.
Exactly. So, yeah, if we were going to do that, save it for next time. We'll see.
Awesome. And we'll stick with you for roses, Jen.
Goodness. I liked seeing some of the playbook changes and the shifts that those caused come to more of a head this session. That was nice to see. Let's see. I liked picking out my homecoming outfit. But also I'm sad, of course, that I haven't gotten to share it, because I did leave that up to Dice. Goodness, what else? I mean, here we go. It's the big thing. We're in a super collider underneath the stadium. That's gonna be cool and flashy. And some big shit, so that's always good. I got to finally use my fifth dimension explanation.
I am very much a fan of that. I'm super glad you got to do that. Cool. Thank you very much, Jen. And so working back off the list will be Paul.
I liked that I'm going to say a similar thing to one of the things that Jen just said, but in a different way. I liked that the initiate situation actually caused some dramatic tension, and not just internally for Jessica. And I like the way both of these characters try to be with each other, even when they've done stuff that was not, or said stuff that wasn't great. I like the way that they're basically trying to be decent to each other, and I like that. And we were all here.
That's true. Everybody here. Alex, what roses did you have?
I really liked our little lecture on dimensions. That was very good. Also,
I liked it more than Earl did.
And our little elevator conversation that obviously was there to cover the loading times, the next area. In the elevator, that was really nice. Yeah, those are my two.
Awesome. Thank you, Alex. Jan.
I really liked the confrontation between Jessica and well, people yelling at Jessica for being in a book club. Really enjoyed that scene.
We weren't yelling at her. We were trying to get her to consider what her choices were.
Come on, Derek's a vampire! Jesus!
Yeah, and he doesn't make such terrible demands on your time and then make you feel bad about yourself. At least any more than it can be done in like one shitty comment at a time.
And good bringing together of the group. Yep, was efficient.
Yeah, I just got to do it more often. And last but not least, Jules, 4 roses.
I like the session, and it's starting to feel like sort of a season or show finale, because it's like it's gearing up. It's pretty epic, and we're heading over there. So that sounds really cool. First, like, you have not brought the pain this session, but I expect you to like fully bring the pain next session, of course.
Crazy amounts of pain. So
Crazy,
much pain.
crazy pain. I
So
also
much pain.
all the character scenes and all the discussions that we had was awesome.
Well, Rose, I'm really glad that we were able to bring out some of the secrets. You know, it felt like end of season kind of story stuff that things are going to start to pay off. So I was really happy for that. I'd like that you guys circled back around so it didn't just end with you guys feeling uncomfortable around each other. The fifth dimension explanation was just so interesting and crazy, and I love it. And thank you, Jen, for whipping that out.
So much briefer than my first couple drafts, I gotta tell you.
I was sad that Derek wasn't there to roll his eyes and sigh.
We'll just like cross cut in general eye rolls and assume that that's what would have happened. So I've really enjoyed the session. I appreciate everything you guys did and look forward to the grand finale. So we will hit the ground running as quick as possible so we can leave some room for revelation of dresses and suits and all of that good stuff that I've dropped into an imager folder. So if you guys haven't copied it out, let me know. I can give you access to it later. Thank you all so much. And I look forward to a couple weeks from now when we finish this sucker up.
Yay.